The Mishnah Berurah says that in Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, we're supposed to be doing tshuva. And he says that that's more important than the fasting. That's the main avodah of the day. So what do we do tshuva on? Well, the first Beis HaMikdash was destroyed because of avodah zarah, gilui arayos, and shvichas damim. The second Beis HaMikdash was destroyed because of sinas chinam. Well, what's worse? Chassam Sofer says, we see from Aaron HaKohen that sinas chinam is a lot worse than avodah zarah. You see, Aaron, when he did the egel together with Klal Yisroel, the only reason why he allowed it to happen was because he didn't want machlekes, he didn't want strife in Klal Yisroel, he didn't want arguments, and he couldn't push it off any longer, and he decided to let it happen. But when the time came to accept the Kuna Gedolah, he was embarrassed, he was boish. But Moshe Rabbeinu said to Aaron, no, you did the right thing. Lekach netzarta. This is why you were chosen, because you're Oyev Shalom, Roidev Shalom. So the Chassam Sofer says, you see that he had the choice and he did the right thing. Then avodah zarah is not as bad as sinas chinam, as hatred, as machlekes, as arguments. Rav Meyer Bodner says a story about a young couple who have a beautiful baby boy, and everything was wonderful until a few months later, when the baby developed a terrible stench. And it was so bad, the smell, it was the smell of death. They took the baby around to different doctors and had batteries of tests, but to no avail. They didn't know what it was. So the grandfather told his son, let's go to Eretz Yisrael to my Rabbi Rav Bodner. He'll know what to do. He'll give us a bracha. So they booked a flight for one day. They went to Rav Bodner. They started telling him the situation. And Rav Bodner asks him, okay, so what's the baby's name? They told him, the baby's name is Chaim. He's named after my father, the grandfather says. Rav Bodner says, wait a second, it's the firstborn. Shouldn't the name go after the mother's side? So they both looked down to the floor uncomfortably until they finally admitted that they didn't ask him. You see, they said, the mechutin, the father-in-law, is a very difficult person. And he's just argumentative. So instead of asking him, they just named the baby. So Rav Bodner says, aha, that's why the baby smells. You see, he says, machlekes, arguments, they stink. He says, what I want you to do is go into the next room and ask forgiveness. Now, don't wait till later. Get on the phone and ask him forgiveness, and if necessary, add another name to the baby. So they did that, and they jumped on the flight back to New York, and by the time they landed in JFK, there was a message from the mother that for some unknown reason, the stink was gone. The baby smelled beautiful. We see from this that machlekes, arguments, just stink.